Hi friends, in our last video, we discussed about specific keywords that often appear in reading comprehension questions, such as assumption, inference, and imply. If you didn't watch that video, don't worry, you can check it out in the link in the description below. And today, we will see the remaining keywords like corollary and corroborate. Now let's see the first keyword of today's video, corollary, which means an idea, argument, or fact that results directly from it. For this type of questions, what you have to do is, you have to find the statement which follows the above passage. For example, the author has written this passage, and if he writes the next line, what it will be? You have to find it from the statements given. Let us see some examples and you will understand how to solve this type of question. Over the last decade, Indian agriculture has become more robust with record production of food grains and oilseeds. Increased procurement consequently has added huge of food grains in the granaries. India is one of the world's top producers of rice, wheat, milk, fruits and vegetables. India is still home to the quarter of all undernourished people in the world. On an average, almost half of the total expenditure of nearly half of the households is on the food. Let us understand this passage now. Over the last decade, Indian agriculture has become more robust with record production of food grains and oilseeds. Increased procurement has consequently added huge amount of food grains in the granaries. India is one of the world's top producers of rice, wheat, milk, fruits and vegetables. Even after that, India is still home to the quarter of all undernourished people in the world. On an average, almost half of the total expenditure of nearly half of the households is on food. Let us read the statements now. So for this type of questions, what you have to do is, you have to find if the author writes the next line of this passage, what it will be. Right? Let's read the statements now. Increasing the efficiency of farm to fork value chain is necessary to reduce the poverty and malnutrition. Increasing the efficiency of farm to fork value chain is necessary to reduce the poverty and malnutrition. It seems that it is related to this passage. Why? Because this statement says, it is necessary to increase the efficiency of farm to fork value chain to reduce the poverty and malnutrition. Let us put this option on hold and move to the other statements. Increasing the agricultural productivity will automatically eliminate the poverty and malnutrition in India. Increasing the agricultural productivity. Why should we increase it? The passage clearly says that Indian agriculture has become more robust with record production of food grains and oilseeds. Increased procurement has added huge amount of food grains in the granaries. India is one of the world's top producers of rice, wheat, milk, fruits and vegetables. So the concern of the author is not that we have to increase the agricultural productivity. He is concerned for, even after we have so many such things, why India is still home to the quarter of all undernourished people in the world. So the statement is incorrect. India's agricultural productivity is already great and it is not necessary to increase it further. Yes, India's agricultural productivity is already great, but since the author is stressing about the undernourished people in the passage, surely he will not write the next line of the passage like this. And at the same time, we also cannot say that it is not necessary to increase our agricultural productivity. So we can eliminate this statement. Allocation of more funds for social welfare and poverty alleviation programs will ultimately eliminate the poverty and malnutrition in India. We do not find any mention about funds for social welfare and poverty alleviation programs in this passage. So it is out of the passage and we can say it is an incorrect statement. So we are left with only one option now, option A. Increasing the efficiency of farm to fork value chain is necessary to reduce the poverty alleviation program. Since the author's concern in this passage is about the undernourished people we have in our country, surely he will write this line only, right? So we can choose this option as the right answer. Now let's check it. Yes, we are right. Moving on to the next example. Many pathogens that cause foodborne illness are unknown. Food contamination can occur at any stage from farm to plate. Since most cases of food poisoning go unreported, the true extent of global foodborne illness is unknown. Improvements in international monitoring have led to greater public awareness, yet the rapid globalization of food production increases consumers' vulnerability by making food harder to regulate and trace. We have the world on our plates, says an official of World Health Organization. So what do we understand from this passage? Many pathogens that cause foodborne illness are unknown. Food contamination can occur at any stage from farm to plate. Most of the cases of food poisoning go unreported. The true extent of global foodborne illness is unknown. Improvements in international monitoring have led to greater public awareness. Yet, rapid globalization of food production increases consumers' vulnerability by making food harder to regulate and trace. We have the world on our plates, says an official of World Health Organization. So we understand, since we have food on our plate that contains ingredients from around the world, so this passage is stressing about the foodborne illness and difficulty in regulating it. Right? Let us read the statements now. Which one of the following is the most logical corollary to the above passage? With more options for food come more risks. So they are discussing about this only, right, in the passage. So it seems to be right, but let us put this option on hold. Food processing is the source of all foodborne illness. We didn't find anything about food processing in the passage, and at the same time, we do not know that food processing is the source of all foodborne illness. The author has mentioned about pathogens, food contamination for the foodborne illness. So we cannot say food processing is the source of all foodborne illness. Additionally, it is an extreme statement. So this statement is an incorrect one. We should depend on locally produced food only. The author did not suggest that we should depend on locally produced food only in the passage. And in the passage, it tells that food contamination can happen anywhere between farm to fork. So even locally produced food will also have contamination, right? And we have only in the statement. So this is an extreme statement, and this statement is also wrong. Globalization of food production should be curtailed. Again, even if we curtail globalization of food products, food contamination can happen anywhere. Moreover, the author is discussing about globalization only in the second half of the passage. Yet, rapid globalization of food production increases consumers' vulnerability by making food harder to regulate and trace. He is stressing more about the food contamination, foodborne illness rather than globalization. So this statement is also wrong, and it is an extreme statement also. So now we have only one option left, that is option A. It is the most logical corollary to the above passage. Let us check the answer now. Yeah, we have selected the correct option. Now let us see the last keyword of this reading comprehension series. Our next keyword is corroborate, which means confirm or give support to the statement. When you find a question with this keyword, all you have to do is read the passage, and after reading the passage, you will come to know about the main theme of the passage, right? Mostly, the first half of the statement will be about the main theme, and the second half of the statement will have supporting points to the main theme. So, all you have to do is, you have to find the statement which supports the main theme of the passage. Among the 4 statements, one statement will be supporting the main theme of the passage, okay? Let us see some examples now. The states are like pearls, and the center is the thread, which turns them into a necklace. If the thread snaps, the pearls are scattered. The states are like pearls, and the center is the thread, which turns them into a necklace. If the thread snaps, the pearls are scattered. It is a simple statement. It says that the states are pearls, and the center is the thread, which turns them into a necklace. If the thread snaps, states will scatter, and it will not be in unity. If there is a strong center, the nation will be unified, and if the center is weak, the nation will not be unified. This is the main theme of this passage. Let us read the statements now. A strong center and strong states make the federation strong. The above passage does not have any mention about federation and strong states. So, this option is incorrect. A strong center is a binding force for national integrity. Yes, a strong center is like a thread and it is making the states come together and be unified. It is directly from the passage and it looks like it is a supporting statement to the passage. Let us put this option on hold. A strong center is a hindrance to state autonomy. The passage tells about the strong center and not about the state's autonomy. So, this statement is also a wrong statement. State autonomy is a prerequisite for a federation. Again, the passage is not saying anything about state's autonomy and federation. So, it is also a wrong statement. We can choose the option B as the only supporting point to the passage. Let us check the answer now. Yeah, option B is the right answer. Moving on to the last example. Human history abounds in claims and theories confining to the right of governing to a few select citizens. Exclusion of many is justified on the ground that human beings may be rightfully segregated for the good of society and viability of the political process. The meaning of this passage is, if we see the human history, the right of governing is confined to a few selected citizens, according to the claims and theories. Exclusion of many. Leaving many people, only few get selected to govern the remaining people, like governing class and governed class, what we have studied in history, right? So it is justified that human beings are rightfully segregated for the sake of society's goodness and viability of political process. Let us read the statements now. Which one of the following statements is least essential as part of the argument in the above passage? For the last question, we chose the statement which supported the main theme of the passage, right? But this question asks us to choose the statement which is least essential. So here we will have three statements which supports the passage, and there will be one passage which will be least supporting or against the statement, and we have to choose it. Man seeks control over external things affecting him. We didn't read anything about external things in the passage, so let us keep this option on hold. In society, there are super and subhuman beings. According to the passage, it says that it is justified that human beings are rightfully segregated, like selecting few to govern the rest of the people. So, this option is true according to the passage. Exceptions to universal citizen participation are conducive to systemic efficacy. So, for the conduciveness to the system efficacy, we are avoiding everyone's participation in the governance. According to the passage, this statement is also true. Governing implies recognition of disparities in individual capacities. Yes, again, this statement is also supporting the passage. So, the least essential part of the argument is the option A. Let us check the answer now. Yes, it is the right answer. With this, we are concluding our reading comprehension video. I think now we have a clear idea about how to answer for the reading comprehension with the keywords given in the question. You will get the practice question on the topic which we saw today in our Telegram channel at Labasta Dreams Official. Practice them, and if you have any doubt, drop them in the comment section. When you start practicing the reading comprehension questions for the first few times, yes, you may get the wrong answers, and that's completely okay. But with regular practice and following the techniques which we saw in our videos, you will be well prepared for answering reading comprehension questions in CSAT. In our next class, which is on Wednesday, we will see another interesting topic for CSAT. If you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your fellow UPSC aspirants, and do not forget to subscribe so you will be the first to know when our next video is uploaded. As always, keep working hard and stay motivated. Thanks for joining me today. See you in the next video.